I'm Kyle Bachus. On April 28th of 2020, my mom was killed as a result of someone else's negligence. It's completely changed my life and the way I practice law. If you too have felt the pain of losing a loved one and you don't know where to turn, let me be your guide on what to do next when the unthinkable happens.
Why do we even have insurance, and what is the actual insurance that you're purchasing? I think these are really important questions. So let's talk about your automobile insurance policy. The first type of auto insurance that is mandatory is something called bodily injury liability coverage. And if you pulled out your insurance declarations page, it'll say like 25/50 or 25,000/50. Then you only have $25,000 for each person who was hurt in that car crash, and you only have $50,000 for the whole car crash. What if the worst happens and I actually hurt somebody, and I hurt them to the extent that their medical bills, wage loss exceed the amount of insurance that I bought? What is my personal exposure? And you ought to be buying enough insurance coverage where you feel like that covers your assets. What collision coverage means is that if you cause an accident and you damage your own car, then your own insurance is going to repair your car or replace your car. That's collision coverage. If you don't have collision coverage and you're at fault and your car is damaged, then you're paying out of your pocket for your car. Now let's talk about another coverage. It's called uninsured motorist coverage. And I like to think of this as safety net coverage. It's the only coverage on your policy that takes care of you and everybody in your car if you are hit by a hit and run driver, or you are hit by someone who doesn't have enough insurance and enough assets to cover the damage that occurs to you and your family. And the great thing about it is it's super inexpensive. The final insurance I want to tell you about is something called medical payments insurance. Medical payments insurance is basically buying a small medical policy. Let's say you buy $5,000, buy $10,000. If anybody in your car is hurt in a crash, whether it's your fault or somebody else's fault, this medical payments insurance will cover their medical expenses or your medical expenses up to the limit that you bought for each person who is in the car. And a lot of people, even if they have health insurance, will use it to cover their copays or deductibles. And again, it's generally very inexpensive insurance. That's what you need to know. That's what insurance companies should be talking about in their insurance commercials. That's what your insurance agent should be talking to you about. It's remarkable to me that a lot of times, the first time anybody gets a real discussion about what insurance they have on their policy is when something's happened and they're in my office and we're talking about it.